Truth be told, this past week I haven't had any subject really jump out at me and pump me up to make a video. We're in that summer lull where games aren't really coming out for a few months and the only news is depression-inducing studio closures and stuff like that. But with all this time to sit around and not be excited about the present, it gives me a lot of time to take a look at the past. It's crazy how we've got no new games to play, but when they start coming out, there are way too many games to play. That's where we find ourselves dealing with the backlog. Every gamer has a long list of games that they've told themselves they're going to go back and play. Whether it's a game that you started but never finished, or a game that piqued your interest but never got around to picking it up. We've all got dozens and dozens of games on our backlogs. And unfortunately, it only really gets worse because more and more games come out constantly that we just don't have time or money to play. But money is even less of a problem these days with services like Steam, Good Old Games, Humble Bundle, PlayStation Plus, and Games with Live. They're all just throwing games at us. Either if it's a free game or a good deal, it's crazy. While Sony and Microsoft are really only just starting out in this arena, PC gamers have been getting amazing deals for quite a while. These deals are definitely awesome, but for me, they really just make my backlog even longer. Every time there's a new Humble Bundle, I just add 8 new games to the list of stuff that I'll never install on my computer. But that shouldn't really be a bad thing, right? The point is, all of these things just really converged in the past week and took my mind off the fact that I have to wait another couple months to play something that's new. It made me realize that I've got tons of games that I own that I've either partially completed, barely played, or even never touched. Games going as far as Lost Odyssey and Resonance of Fate, to newer stuff like Assassin's Creed 4 that I just never ended up finishing. Add up the free GOG games this week, PS Plus games that I've never touched, and basically every Humble Bundle ever, and it looks like I've got a killer list of great games that I could keep myself busy for a few years. Unfortunately, when I look at my backlog, it feels like more of a problem than a privilege. I continue to go back to games like Civilization 5 and Minecraft without ever installing Fez or State of Decay. I especially feel bad when I think about the amount of time I've spent on newer games like Watch Dogs just because it's something new. Tack on the fact that I've got less and less time for games each day, and sometimes all I can manage to do is play a quick game of Luftrausers or something on iOS. I guess my backlog is my biggest gamer shame. With all of this in mind, I've decided that I'm gonna turn my backlog into a game in and of itself. I wanted to go through the whole catalog of games I either own or haven't played or don't own but have always wanted to play, and actually play them. There's no real reason to mope around because Destiny's not out yet. I've got a massive list of last generation games that I've never played. I've got a long list of indie games on Steam that I've never even downloaded. And I've got an offensively long list of games that have been waiting to be beaten after putting them away and promising I'd get back to them later. So I think I'm gonna take one game a week on my backlog and give it a go. That's only around 12 or 13 games by the time new stuff actually starts coming out, and who knows, I probably won't actually complete them. But it'll at least give me some semblance of closure to games I've always wanted to play. And it's probably not going to last too long because as soon as I cross Stalker, Call of Pripyat off the list, Assassin's Creed Unity, Evolve, and Alien Isolation will just take its place. It's a never-ending cycle, but sitting down and thinking about it just at least makes me feel a little better about the fact that I'm a digital hoarder. So yeah, you'll likely never see the end of your backlog, and you'll definitely never have the chance to play everything you'd like to play. But it doesn't hurt to try. If you've already bought it in a Steam sale or downloaded it off PlayStation Plus, then why not just give it a shot? There's nothing new to play right now anyway, and there's an incredible amount of content waiting in the past. Video games are all about technology and we all love it. And part of technology is always looking forward to what comes next. But as a whole, we should probably stop constantly looking at what the future has and look at what we haven't played yet. A lot of times it's stuff that we already own, so it's going to help your wallet out, and there's a lot of hidden gems that you probably never even thought to play. And like I said before, there's really nothing new to play anyway. Well, you want to play Watch Dogs again? You want to play that new UFC game? Come on, we're all bummed about it. All those goddamn bugs. But seriously, pick up your backlog, give it a look. I guarantee there's a long list of stuff that you haven't played and you definitely want to play it. I've been Mike Feyrer. See you next time.